Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. We have reached the end of Season 2, Series 2. Insert whatever we call it here.
It's the end of Doctor Who, everybody. It's dead forever.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
But Disney's the other way to do it, and there's
Doctor Who.
I'm right.
And I feel fine.
Look, it didn't end in 89 exactly. We got books and stuff like that, so we'll be fine.
Big Finish as well, but yes.
Dead forever!
It's not dead forever. You can quote me on this. It will be back on our TV screens at some point.
In about 5 years.
2 or 3. But we're preempting it. So, this was the reality war. Oh boy, this was the reality war. We have a lot to talk about, so let's just dive in to introducing my co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left. They tried so hard, they fought so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. It's Freezing Inferno.
Hi.
Because Linkin Park did the pre-match entertainment for the Champions League final.
Is it bad that I can still hear that one Eurovision song from Interstellar Song Contest?
Oh no!
Not that one. The one where that one. But I also mean the one where they start reviving everybody, and that one is singing.
Yes.
When they revive, yeah, I can still hear it in my head.
Are there songs in the Interstellar Song Contest other than Dugadoo?
Excuse you.
There's My Big Feet.
Excuse you. There's the Hellion song.
That's the one he's referring. That's what he's referring to. Anyway, to my virtual right, defying gravity is Cognitive Silver Bear known as Cat.
Yay! Seriously, when is Wicked Part 2 coming out? I need it.
God.
I hope it does come out.
I need to devastate everybody.
Do not let this be an Allegiant insurgent situation. The Divergent trilogy, they only had 3 films out of the 4 because they got greedy.
No, they're definitely making the second one. They have to make the second one.
Yeah, and in part 2, they said part 2 will have Dorothy. So it's gonna be we're gonna be following. What they're probably gonna do is they're gonna have the play as normal, but then cut every so often to, and then the Wizard of Oz.
No, it's gonna be as normal. They just literally hit the intermission right now, so we're just in a very, very long intermission.
We're still technically in the introductions, and finally, our special guest. God damn it. Oh, there's no place like this podcast for MichaelWhovian.
Hello! I've been gone for 3 years. I apparently was reviewing Dr. Root, so let me go get my Dr. Root.
No! It's the rock show, Michael.
No, we're actually reviewing Return to Oz. Has everybody watched the movie?
Oh my god!
RPG Marsh. Yes!
I like how I'm not even doing it anymore.
I was going to say, I don't know who's doing this anymore, so... It might be Chris, it might be Mike. It's not Cat.
It's
Podcast is haunted.
I have the quack.
Do you ever get the feeling for one of those nights? Because I do.
Welcome to
It's
the 3
still morning for me.
Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 3-hour Insanity podcast.
3, please. I cannot make 3. 2 maybe at a stretch.
Rain has to go have a life and stuff.
We now interrupt this podcast to just play Dugadoo for 10 hours.
Oh, no, please. There's a 24/7 stream of Dugadoo.
That's still playing.
They're still playing. They know their audience. But,
we'll put the link down in the description for you.
We have an awful lot to cover with the reality war. So this episode was actually shown in cinemas. They've done this before with the 50th anniversary special Day of the Doctor. I think they did with Empire of Death last year as well. People would go to the cinema, watch Wishworld, and then see a live broadcast of the reality war. And the results of this kind of vary from person to person and scene to scene. But we're going to recap of the previous episode of Wish World. Basically, the Ronnie's in charge and the Doctor falls to his death. Until he doesn't! Because... Magic door!
Magic door entering our lovable year-long companion that we did not see any of the adventures with. It's Anita,
And we'll never see again. Anita.
It's nice that she came back. She deserves it.
I love that the Ronnie calls it out.
It's nice that Anita came back.
Yeah, it's nice that she came back.
Unfortunately, as Kachiri, who could not be here because of reasons, had a bit of critique about Anita's role in this episode. Ray, put it up.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I know it's coming.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
You know what? Fair. I also have that with Belinda a little in this episode as well, but
Okay, speaking of put it up, just check the spoiler chat because that's definitely going in the podcast as well. What Sean has just posted.
oh fuck!
We won! We actually won!
Oh my god!
Give us the Marco Polo tapes.
You know what? I have one thing to say to this. Eat a dick, Ian Levine.
Wow.
You can be very slightly welcome back into this fandom if you give us all of the Marco Polo tapes you have in your basement.
I would say, you know, don't say things we can't take back, but I can't say that with a straight face.
Also, I have something else to say to this take, about Anita specifically. Is the actress actually pregnant, or was that just a suit?
I think she was.
I would say
Yeah,
actually
she
pregnant.
was.
Which would explain why she doesn't do anything but hold a door open.
Do you really think she wants to be running the fuck around being in an action thing as she's actually pregnant, guys?
Yeah, that's probably why she's just holding a door open.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
I love the fact of, you know, when you know, she says, like, you know, I met you, and then when you disappeared, I went looking for you again. And then she starts, like, jumping, and the very first thing you see is the thing that President lost his ever-loving mind over.
Oh, you mean the part where, for once, I get proven right with a theory?
No. When Anita starts opening doors looking for the doctor, and the very first door she opens is into the Silence Arc.
Yeah,
Oh, I think we're... Peek!
that's the first door she opens. Then we get, believe it or not, our first actual Dalek footage of this new era.
Yeah, and
This is just
don't
old
hold your
footage.
breath for more!
No, there was an actual Dalek on the set.
Yeah, she was so excited because she thought they was only going to use stock footage, and then when she opened the door, she actually saw that Dalek, and she nearly had a fangirl moment.
They had a Dalek prop operated by a woman, which I think that might actually be a first. I didn't catch the lady's name, but I believe it's a female operator for the first time. And yeah, they caught the actress's actual reactions because that was not in the script. It was just she opens the door to see the Daleks. Then she opens the door to have her heart broken by Rogue. So Rogue shows up again, but this is just stock footage.
And to that Rogue scene, this is your response.
Yes, a duck quack is my response to the Rogue scene.
Alright, everybody, starting new hashtag justice for Rogue. My last one for Gus didn't pan out, but you know what, maybe this time they'll actually save poor fucking Rogue.
We did
Good
get a
God.
confirmation whether or not that Rogue scene was actually Omega messing with everybody or not. It's just forgotten about.
And so was Susan, which is for next year.
We'll
season.
touch on Susan at the end and why that wasn't A, why that wasn't mentioned, and B, why it's a bad idea. But I think Anita coming back to be the Deus Ex Machina that makes him survive falling to his death is absolutely fine. I love the fact that the Brownie lampshades it. He had an actual magic door.
You have like Mrs. Fun like so giddy. She's like, he had a magic door. And then you have Archie being like, God
Yeah.
Find him!
I also love how meta it is that the Archie Punjabi Rani is bitching to Mrs. Flood. How is that? Mrs. Flood?
Yeah. Oh, the Ranis were wasted in this. I'm sorry, they just were.
That two Ronnies?
No, I don't think they were.
Well,
I love them.
she gets one good scene with the Doctor, and then she doesn't.
I wish that it wasn't. I wish it wasn't Mrs. Flood that survived.
It's absolutely should have been the other way around. But we'll touch on that when we get to Omega, because I have words. I have thoughts. They're not good thoughts. They're not positive thoughts, but they are thoughts. But other parts of this episode were good,
at least some of us will be positive.
As I say, there were other parts of the episode that were perfectly good, so it's not a death in heaven situation. Don't worry.
You know, honestly, I'll just stop it. It can be fucking soul draining when you're like, oh, that's good, and you come on and swallow. This is shit, kill on TV right now! And it makes you feel it makes you feel like a fucking idiot for liking it. You're like,
I had to look at some of the comments on the YouTube videos, and that was a bad idea too. Particularly for the regeneration.
Anxiety and worry can eat your fucking brains alive.
It can. So, Russell T Davies is seeing Groundhog Day.
I'm sorry, if I could touch on this for a little bit. Can we as a collective just please stop shitting on people for liking and hating what they do?
Yes, absolutely. Preach.
Yes.
I like certain things that some people don't like. I like the Silent Hill movie. I know the Silent Hill movie is objectively terrible, but I still like it because it's stupid. They shouldn't be using Pyramid Head there. I can fully agree with that. I still like the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. I hate Final Fantasy X. I hate the story. The gameplay is fantastic. I hate the story. Some people don't seem to understand that. I love Final Fantasy VII. Not a whole lot of people do. I like, doing crochet. Not a whole lot of people do.
Hang on a minute. Look. No one likes Final Fantasy VII. Are you mad? One of the most popular.
Let people like what they like. Let people hate what they hate.
I agree with all that.
They're not actively attacking you.
Hang on. Whoa. Final Fantasy VII is like one of the most beloved video games of all time.
There are a lot of people who actively hate it and will slander people who do love it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's grown into it's pretty much grown into a divisive. You either love it because of things, or because other people love it, you have to hate on it.
Oh, well, I have a sound effect for those people.
Yeah.
I have a sound effect for those people right here.
Yeah. And also with the remakes have changed the story so much, there's a lot of people who are like, if you like the remakes, you're terrible people. So therefore you can only like the original story. And it's like, bitch, just let me like what I like.
Absolutely.
I like the original story, and I like the new story. Is the new story convoluted as fuck? Yes. Is it very Kingdom Hearts? Holy shit, yes. I still don't understand Kingdom Hearts. Don't start, Frez. I still like
No! You put it down.
Okay.
Put it down, Frez.
I'll say a different external statement to test the limits of this theory. I think the dumbass moon dragon thing's fine.
Valid.
And that's fine. I don't care that you do. In fact, I love the fact that you do, because that means we have differing opinions.
Yeah.
Do I still find it absolutely stupid? Absolutely.
And are you both right for having those opinions? Absolutely you are.
Here's the thing. I prefer the Phantom Menace over Revenge of the Sith. And then you hear pitchforks and torches.
Well, let's not go crazy there, Mike. With the...
I refuse to engage in space.
My literal best friend in the entire world, Chris, she absolutely loves Jar Jar Binks for some reason.
She what?
I still don't get it.
Really?
Okay.
I don't get it. She loves Jar Jar Binks. I despise him.
More power to her.
Judgment, that's more a fascination. I want to pick her brain on why this character works.
You'll have to ask her later.
Rain, talk about Groundhog Day.
Yeah, so
Groundhog Day.
Russell T Davies has seen Groundhog Day.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is the worst Indiana Jones movie. There, I said it. It's worse than Dial of Destiny and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. There, I said it.
Okay, now we're gonna have words, sir.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
That was the equivalent. That was the equivalent just there from Mike.
Enjoy what you like. Don't enjoy what you don't like. Just leave people alone. If you're actively attacking
I know that Kat was being funny there, but
it.
that was the equivalent there with Mike. What Mike did with the third sniper, the third match attracted the sniper. Kat makes two perfectly good ones. Mike goes a perfectly decent one and goes, "Oh right, now we're going to fight."
And just getting the snipers ready.
Positive podcast. Positive podcast. I'm positive I'm going to regret this
Go back to
later.
actual Doctor Who. Now that I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm done. I'm just so annoyed because so many people are like, "You're not allowed to hate this thing because it's so good."
It's a good message to
anyway.
preach. It is a good message to preach. But
there's a reason why I keep annoying Sean and Fresno here when I go off on my look like Mara Jade and random other things is because Wizard of Oz is of course the expected thing, but then they don't expect the potato people singing Star Trek.
that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Yeah, but Russell T Davies has seen Groundhog Day.
So what was that about this podcast only being 2 hours there, Ray?
I know. But Russell T Davies has seen Groundhog Day. And kind of an unexpected cop-out here that we thought when the clock hit 12 at the end of Wishworld, like, everyone would just, like, collapse and that would be it. No, it just loops back to the start.
It's crazy.
So we end up with the second to last iteration of Groundhog Day, right before Phil realizes, I could have just done something much more simple. Yeah,
this is the reiteration of Groundhog Day where he punches Ned Beatty in the face.
So we loop back around, and this time Homer goes after Cubase from the start.
And this is how we get our characters back to normal, as it were. Unit and Ruby and Mel.
Well, we could have done this even if the looping had, because Anita snapped the doctor was snapped out of Anita's face. I love this scene, by the way, where, given all the shit we know about Wishworld, they're like, "What? You called a man beautiful? This gay! Get the fuck away from me!" We have Doctor Who, our male Doctor Who, stride downstairs in a fucking kilt.
Dress. No, it's a dress. It's a dress.
It could be a kilt. Either way, it's like, non-conforming. It's like, yeah, I'm gay as fuck. Fuck you.
Or instead of assigning gender to it, how about we just say a fucking fabulous outfit that he looks
there
amazing.
There you go.
Good.
It does lead to a series of funny lines where they come to the minds. The killer is like, "I'm wearing a suit." It's like, "I'm wearing tweed," and then just dresses, and I'm wearing nylon. I never do that.
Oh, and this never happens. Fresno Inferno was right. Fresno Inferno called something.
You did?
Yeah, he did.
The most horrifying something to call. I last week, if you recall, I went on this whole thing about. I felt it was like a headcanon. It's like, we don't see any trans people in this episode. We don't have Gaston Simmons' Rose Noble, which was born out of me saying maybe she should have been down there with Shirley and the other disaffected people that Conrad has forgotten. What if the reason she's not there is she doesn't exist because Conrad doesn't have trans people in his world? It's like, that's a headcanon. Then we literally see Rose Noble apparate out of nowhere after Wishful was broken, and the doctor literally says, I couldn't imagine a trans person in his world.
You are peeking the microphone something fierce, but yes, you were right.
Oh, that was like, I didn't catch it first go, but then I have the subtitles going because I always do on Disney Plus. But when I went back and I read the subtitles, I went, oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. So Conrad couldn't imagine the Vlinks, and he couldn't imagine Rose, so they were just gone. They just didn't exist anymore.
Blink was in a fucking box. Rose was gone.
Oh, the Vlinks was in a box.
Yeah, a box blows up and the Blinks comes out and it's like, oh, hello, I am here. Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, their magic robot's back.
I don't know if just disappearing Rose is better or worse than misgendering Rose. It might be worse, but I don't know.
Do you know what would be better with this reunion though? If she actually did something after this.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a thing. This episode,
Yeah.
the whole unit cast is over like people like Rose or Shirley, who she gets to Back to the Future with her wheelchair, and that's really about it.
Yeah, that's a callback to the Star Based.
So you like these unit? So you like this unit personnel? Well, do I have a spin-off just for you later this year?
Breathe, Fres. Breathe, Fres.
I haven't even looked at the trailer. Like I said, I was in a bad headspace after that episode.
Flames on the side of your face. Heaving breaths.
Salt in the wound. It's like, I'm not gonna say it.
No, literally. They. I think what they're doing is they're making them the foot soldiers, and they're giving Homo Reptilia a Sea Devil variant. So you get your wish. So you
I don't get my wish.
Excuse you. We don't say that word here. We say sea boys.
Or sea ladies. I think.
Yes, you're right.
Lady Aqua.
Aqualorians there.
Played by Martha's sister, by the way.
Okay,
Played by the play Martha's sister.
But it's a Pete McTeague script, so you know it's going to be the same. We want peace. We want the status quo. Oh, well, one radical on your side, kick the trash can over.
Oh, come on, Lucky Day was alright.
Lucky Day is the best version of it, but it's still the same goddamn problem.
Lucky Day may be the best version of it. It's still the worst episode of the Disney Plus era.
Mel gets a pretty good joke.
Lucky Day was alright until Conrad Clark.
Yeah, true. Mel gets a pretty good joke here, which is like Doctor, I was a housewife.
So anyway, let's let Mike off his leash. Hey, Mike! Looms.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God! So, if people don't know this, but I love expanded universe material. I do. I just do. Again, I love expanded universe material when it can be used effectively, or it can be used to tweak something, or show off that the world that we see just on television is a wider world than what we just know. So, when Unit Unit itself is all back together, and the Ronnie steps down off her, when she steps down, and the teleport scene, and they of course have a reunion between Mel and Ronnie, which honestly made so hard.
You disguised yourself as being the worst disguise of all time. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you, meddling kid.
She even says, they even go, I didn't think about you, but, oh, you thought about me every night. She was trying to flirt, which is funny.
She would never flirt with the cattle.
But then you find, but very early on in that scene, you find out the truth of what the Master did to the Time Lord race. To doom the Time Lord race, the Master set off the genetic explosion. The genetic explosion, however, was not to detonate and destroy the Time Lords. It was to turn them infertile and sterile. Literally, they took the ancient RTD took the ancient idea from the EU, which I think was involving like a god and the Doctor's brother, which that's a whole nother story we can get on in a different time.
Don't let him talk about Braxatil.
Yeah, but they brought the idea of the looms, which is where Time Lords genetically alter their DNA to such a point that they have to create new life from that. And pretty much that's what the Ronnie's trying to do here, but taking Omega's DNA. RTD, you flat out took the idea of the looms, one of the most controversial ideas for Fresno of Doctor Who.
For everyone.
Yeah, I know. And somehow made it modernized, which is weird.
I know nothing about looms or anything, so it's not controversial to me. So you know what? I'm going to be very controversial here. I like the looms.
Oh, God!
I do not know the full deal behind the looms. You know the whole thing with the Seventh Doctor was like, ooh, he's mysterious, so we might have something going on.
Yes.
It's basically like proto-timeless child shit, but instead
Long barrel.
Instead of being the source of regeneration, it was like, oh, in ancient times of Russell and Omega, there was another, and it was secretly the Doctor who flung themselves into the looming machine and was reconstituted as a new Time Lord called the Doctor. And the other's granddaughter was there and recognized them. That's where Susan comes from.
Okay. This sounds complicated as fuck. Okay.
It is.
Well, listen, the show was canceled. What the fuck else did they have to do with the same time other than write this conflict?
Fair.
Also, the fact that this whole Time Lords of Stereo thing makes Susan an impossibility?
Note to self, for possible future podcasts, the novel Matrix. Underline.
I mean, it's nice if you're being invited back after next week. It's really cute, Mike.
We know what you got
I
cooking.
mean, Susan could have existed before the Time Lords became sterile.
No, see,
Question mark?
RTD is doing the same thing he did last year again, where he's getting us all riled up about maybe we will finally explain Susan. To the point that even this year he got Caroline Ford back for 5 seconds.
Why?
Why?
Make
us think, oh my god, are we really going to square away Susan? And then he's like, psych! No, here, have this emotional character drama instead.
Yeah. Let's touch on the actual plan.
Loaded over.
Sorry. Let's touch on the actual plan of the Rani here, because it's kind of wild and also has a nice, well, not nice, but just a tiny element of horrible sort of what's what I'm looking for? Eugenics about it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So today yesterday we found out that the Ronnie is a purist.
Oh god!
I'm sorry. Are you surprised by this?
No.
Well, no.
The Ronnie
really.
being a purist.
No.
Again, she's written so inconsistently that I'm not surprised.
I want to derail for a moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you really that surprised?
Blue Sky posting coming.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's gonna cover my idea of the ending. Yeah, that.
I thought we established that Jodie was the caller.
No. No, Jodie's Davison.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
Oh my god, that means Tim knows Eric Sayward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Why do you think I said that?
I mean, it makes sense.
Chris
Now that
Chibnall
I
thought
think
he could
about
write
it,
good
so-
dialogue.
But yeah, anyways, the Ronnie's plan. Her plan is to uncover what she calls the very first Time Lord, Omega, in order to take his DNA and make more Time Lords. Which, okay, fair. The Doctor's right there.
Well, the doctor.
Did you not know about the Timeless Child thing?
No, she didn't.
I don't think she did, and that's kind of the big point. Is I think she didn't know, so she still thinks he's incompatible to do it. And when they go, well, what about Poppy? And she takes like one look and goes like, contaminated
Yeah.
And everyone literally groans at it.
I can't imagine that line went down the cinemas. Probably
No.
not
No,
well.
it was really funny because even the Ronnie's like, well, I feel I lost the room.
Yes.
It's like, a little bit, yeah.
I love the fact that she lampshades everything here, and we needed her back, damn it, and the fact that we're not going to get her back is upsetting.
Yeah, I really liked her as the Ronnie, so I'm a little upset that she's not going to be here anymore.
It's even
She's really nice.
It's not just that; it's the way they get rid of it. But yeah, she's going to construct a new Gallifrey from Omega's body, whether he's alive or dead, and this plan will work out perfectly well for her, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Unit mobilizes against the Bone Beast. They actually get to do something, kind of, sort of, maybe.
And we get an explanation as to what they are.
They
They're
attack
essentially
non-believers,
Langoliers.
Yeah, they're essentially well, Fresno, you remember Arc of Infinity with Urgon? The Urgon the Urgon being a bone creature that Omega created.
Oh, Christ!
What does Ronnie use and what does Ronnie create in Wish World? What's the thing she's using?
Yeah.
It's all made out of bone!
So are you saying that if in the Three Doctors they could get away with those orange blobs being skeletons, they would have?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So Unit's role in the
It
first
just
half.
means that the Ronnie really wants to bone.
Oh!
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Cat's available till Thursday.
I'll be here all night, folks. Bye.
Cat would like to try the veal. So this is messing with my head that that's not Cat doing that. That Unit's role in this episode is to fight the Bone Beast. Well, for the first half of this episode, because it's very much an episode 2 halves. This, which is kind of the problem. But their role in this is to fight off the Bone Beast, stop them from interfering, because the Rani has them flagged as like hostile, and that's why the Bone Beast suddenly start attacking them. And then we have the Grandpa and the Doctor to save Poppy. The Zero Room, which is just the absolutely safe capture from Mother 3.
Hey, Mike. Well, these fuckers have done Caster Valve already, but you go off. You're the Davison guy.
Yeah. From the very first episode, when Peter Davidson's all having horrible regeneration trauma, they bring him into the Zero Room, which is pretty much an outside space beyond space and time. It's meant for its healing properties, but it's again meant to be hidden outside space and time. But so how Susan from Earth was able to create a Zero Room, I have questions about, but we're already like minute 20 to 25 in a 66-minute episode. I don't think we can. They thought about that.
What they didn't think about was the fact that the companion does nothing in the first half of this episode.
The first half.
Well, yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, most of the episode, in fact. But for the first half in particular, she's just looked inside this box.
This is not a great look, to be honest. And now, I don't want to get all tinfoil hat Pepe Sylvia, but, there's a lot of talk about, oh my god, the production is an absolute chaos. Oh, they planned for Millie Gibson, but then she had to leave, but then she came back, so then they put Rhonda Seto in here, but then they did nothing with her, but then they changed the ending of this, and oh my god, it's a big bit. But, you kind of feel it, because they've got the current companion, they stuck for the box, which they do for a reason, because she's like, I want to protect Poppy. She chooses this agency, but even so, it's still, you're looking in the box. And the companion who's actually, working in tandem to stop the Doctor. The Doctor's going after the Cosmic Omega, whereas the companion who's going after Conrad is Ruby, the original Ncuti Gatwa companion. So, what the hell's going on here?
I'm gonna get into it later, but this episode really kind of solidified in a lot of people's minds all the rumors, and that's a terrifying prospect, especially when you do look at Belinda and how she was treated, especially in the last 2 to 3 episodes. It really...
I was going to say that, there's more problem than it just being that she's locked in the box for half of this episode. If you look at the last 4 or 5 episodes, she's not really had much of a role of doing anything.
Yeah, once they brought back Ruby, she just...
From Lucky Day onwards, she's been very inactive. She does a little bit of a thing in Interstellar Song Contest, because the Doctor saves her without her having a say in it. But Wishworld, the only thing she does is report her husband to the police. Still in the engine, she's there. She has a few lines of dialogue, but she's mostly there. All right, her story does, provide a catalyst, like that emotional catalyst. I get that, but she's not there. That's a flashback. That's not her doing it. That's a flashback. And I think she was always meant to be a one-series companion. Behind the scenes interview seems to confirm this. That this was always the planned art for Belinda.
Okay.
I don't even... There are parts of me that are just like... I wanted... If Belinda was how they said it, and Belinda was a hasty replacement, one, that's a horrible thing to do for the actress. But, okay. If that was the truth, give her something more than give her something more. Make her have a deeper personality. Like she just like it just I liked Belinda at those early I loved Belinda in Robot Revolution because she stood up for herself. She was a nurse. She did things that helped the plot. She was pushing it forward.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing. And by Wishworld, she was just a cardboard cutout.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where did the story go?
I'll tell you right now, Mike, that Millie was not replaced by Verona Sifu. It was always the plan, I think, for Millie to leave as a regular and then be a guest character for season 2. Because literally after she's left, quote unquote, in Empire of Death, and then the Doctor Who Unleashed for that episode shows a clip from series 2 where Millie Gibson's back. And as she says, this is not the end of Ruby's story. We're going to come back to this. It just takes a pause here. So this was always the plan, I think. I don't know if Gatwa leaving was always the plan, but I think Belinda's arc and Ruby's arc was always the plan. Go ahead, Frez.
That's why everyone's comparing him to Colin Baker, because they're reading this massive, oh my god, they shit-canned him! He's out! He wanted to play Doctor Who for 10 million years, but they kicked him out because
He
it's such a
didn't,
cluster.
though.
No, he did. He probably wanted to do it for he probably only wanted to do it for 3 to 4 because of what he said. But when I listened to that interview of him, we're getting farther ahead. Back to Unit. We can talk about that later. Back to Unit.
Unit is... They shoot the bone beast with a cannon. That's what Unit does here. And Susan tried
I mean, it's a really cool fucking cannon.
It's a very cool cannon.
the entire building.
We've seen it before. This was in the giggle.
Yeah, and
yeah, but they turned the entire building into a whole turny spaceship thing.
Yes, they did.
It has a fucking wheel.
It's really cool. It's really, really cool. It's also on the screen for about 30 seconds, which is kind of the problem with this episode, that all the cool things are barely on the screen.
It's on the screen for longer than 30 seconds. It's really cool. Let me have it.
We also have, I believe, characters that are going to pop up in the spin-off I'm not going to mention the name of, so as to not trigger Fresno again, who are not even named, but they're in the trailer, so... Yes, that.
And then we had Gatwa moving on to his next television appearance, auditioning here as the Kool-Aid Man.
Okay, this I will grant you. When he's has this conversation with the Ranis, and it looks like Ranis disabled his sonic screwdriver, but he's actually tricked her to copy the Ranis coding of the screwdriver, so he can nick her little magical scooter and go straight into the Bone Palace. That's all well and good. Before I get on my tangent and my rant about why this scene is a bad thing, actually, Mike, why don't you give us a bit of a history about Omega?
So, Omega is one of the 3 founders of Gallifrey. He was the head scientist of Gallifrey. He was the one while Rassilon was the one who dealt with politics and ruling, and while the other was, we don't know, Omega was there to create all the things that the Time Lords, by the time we reached them in the classic series, took for granted. There are things for time travel, the TARDISes, all sorts of stuff. In EU, we get ideas that not everything he might have created was his own design. Like, he started nicking things from other worlds and tweaking them slightly, but that's EU. That's not really explained here. In we see him in 3 Doctors long after he's done the experiment, and he's for centuries trapped in the world of antimatter, where only his will survived. Then is left there, thought to be destroyed by the Doctors when they threw Troughton's recorder at him, like, take this, and everything exploded. Then it turns out a few years later, with Peter Davison, he survived the explosion, escaped the world of antimatter, and ended up in Amsterdam to be chased around by only fools and horses. The doctor chases around only fools and horses looking for Omega. That is a funny joke, but he is there to basically try and craft his own body. By that point, he is done with antimatter. He is done with the antimatter universe. He is taking his own initiative. He wants to be the Mad God as we see him here. So he takes over the Time Lord Matrix. He gets the Doctor sent into the Matrix. He kidnaps Tegan. He even steals the 5th Doctor's face and uses that until it starts.
Don't forget his greatest creation.
And he creates things like the Ergon, which is the space chicken.
I'm sorry, a what?
Yeah, Ergon's a space chicken.
Post the Ergon.
Alright, let me go get, the space chicken. But,
okay, you can't just gloss over that by saying a space chicken, so, you know.
No. You'll see.
Yeah, I'm like just quickly...
Space chicken!
I'm like quickly scrolling. Oh, did you post it?
There it is.
The space chicken.
That's the Ergon.
Actual stuff?
Yeah, that's the Ergon.
Yeah, there's the space chicken. The ending of Arc of Infinity is the Doctor holds Omega at Staser Point and pretty much. Oh, by the way, Arc of Infinity has Colin Baker in it as a Time Lord, not the Doctor. So that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. I love Colin Baker.
Yeah, Maxwell is his own. Again, Maxwell is his own character. But the Doctor is holding Omega at Staser Point, and Omega only says that he wants to live, and he will destroy anything that. So the Doctor, regrettably, shoots Omega, presumably to death.
Except not really, because
Except not really.
Obviously, fucking not.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, so, then it turns out, but then in EU we find out that he gets brought back for the war and other way. But, besides that, and besides patience, but that's a whole other thing. Oh no, Brainiac.
Yeah.
The Ronnie's opening Omega's tomb asylum.
Yeah. Okay. So I know I said no toxicity, but this is the bit of the episode I really have a problem with. So we've hyped up Omega, who is a pretty iconic villain, particularly from the Three Doctors. Because he looks like... Hang on, I'm just getting the image back up here.
A hero? I should have been a
God!
god!
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's a great villain. We have actually covered the Three Doctors on this podcast before.
I should have been a god!
We have actually covered the Three Doctors on this podcast before. But that's what Omega looks like in the Three Doctors.
I need to go get him from Arkham.
Yeah, you've done my work for me. Thank you, Mike. But that's... You admit that's a good design. That's a good looking villain design.
Yeah, that's good shit.
The
He
mask.
looks like Davy Jones, though, reversed.
And it's room forever. Thanks, Cat.
Well, Blake's this high. Anyway.
Then they have a different looking Arc of Infinity. I think we can all agree that these two looks are a world removed from the monstrosity we see in the Reality War. And I know there's an explanation that, he became the Mad God and therefore he became everything that you think the Mad God would look like. That's what Omega looks like in Arc of Infinity Cat.
He literally, again, Snake. So, Fresno, I'm shocked you don't like it.
Snake. If I wanted a season 20 story with a snake, I'd watch Snake Dance.
True. But, yeah, so this is why I have a problem. Because I get what they're trying to do here. They're like, oh yeah, the Rani's hoisted by her own petard because she summons her back into existence and then he eats her. But this didn't have to be like this. Firstly, the Ronnie got eaten.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but she absolutely did. Look, I love Lita Dobson. She was great. But of the two of them, who's got the more potential long term?
Yeah.
It's Archie Panjabi, who was terrific in Wish World.
I honest to God, I think the only reason why Archie Panjab was eaten here was so they could be like, oh look, in Big Finish, here's this version of the Ronnie.
It could be that, or she wasn't available for the future. I don't know.
Hey, listen, they got like 4 audio. Got like 4 audio sets out of missing. So why not?
But the fact that this whole thing is to set up an admittedly funny joke by Anita Dobson, nonetheless, really does my head in. And I'll have to explain the joke because it is very UK centric.
Okay, Ronnies.
Yeah, the two Ronnies. So much for the two Ronnies. It's good night from me. So the two Ronnies, Mike and Kat, were two English comedians, Ronnie Corbett and Ronnie Barker. Well, Ronnie Barker was more of a UK comedy actor, and Corbett was a comedian. Yes, I know, they've got their own version of the Ronnie in Big Finish, played by Siobhan Redmond. She's kind of great. But let me cut, please. The two Ronnies, Corbett and Barker, and they would always end their show by saying, and it's good night from me and it's good night from him. And that's what this is referencing here. And admittedly, it's a funny joke. Apparently, a lot of people laugh in the cinemas. Great. It's not a good excuse for taking the most promising legacy film we've had in years and literally having Omega eat her like an olive.
I have a read on this. I don't know how much weight it holds, considering other things that are going on. But I have an alternative beyond, the way I see it, the read of, RTD is just an old man who's playing with his 70s nostalgia and throwing it back on the screen and vomiting it up. Ooh, nostalgia slap. That might be an accurate read, but it's kind of a boring one. It's more fun to think that he's doing something with this. There could be something to the fact that both of his finales have featured old villains from the 70s coming back, and both of them are obsessed and tied with death, putrefaction, decay. Sutek obviously death wall, but this Omega just being this decayed idea of a mad god, an idea made flesh, an idea made into bone that just wants to consume. There's nothing left there. It could be saying something about the decay of franchise media and nostalgia, and it'll kill you dead. I don't know if I fully subscribe to it, considering a lot of the joy that people get out of, oh my god, it's Omega, oh my god, it's Serrati, oh my god, Susan might be coming back. And also, the cynical read of the end of the episode. But that reading is there, and if you want to go with it and you want to try and build a nice framework for it, it's fun to build these interesting redemptive readings sometimes.
I have a question.
So Omega. Yes, for sure. It's been like a waste of swords. It's like, oh, there's a big villain, and he's just a big scary bone guy, and the doctor shoots him with a laser. And so the whole point of the episode for me was that first half, exciting, dumb, fun roller coaster ride. But I wasn't here for the lore bombs. I'm here for the character drama, and I got that in the back half.
I respect that, but I have a question.
Yes.
When did Russell T Davies stop knowing how to write legacy villains?
Oh yeah.
Because in his first run, we had the Daleks, which were handled great, and the Cybermen, and the Master, and Davros. And we fast forward 20 years, and Sutek is handled poorly. I'm not saying Emperor Death is bad, but Sutek is handled poorly after its admittedly brilliant re-emergence in Legend of Ruby Sunday. The Rani is handled brilliantly until she has to just be eaten but like an olive. And Omega doesn't even have to be Omega. This CGI monstrosity.
It's telling when the best legacy villain he's been able to write is the Toymaker.
Yeah, he handled that well.
I'll give him that.
And that's saying something, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, the circumstances around this character, but I'm sorry. I just love the idea of Omega after the war, after these two previous attempts of trying to escape. His insanity, and he festered until when the Ronnie who opens the door thinking it will just be him in a suit or normal, and out comes this colossal, bony, decayed skeleton.
Okay, I'll accept that.
That's like, I will devour all that locks me away. Like, he's done with just Rassilon.
And he's on the screen for less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, it's like he's done with just Rassilon. He wants all Time Lords to pay, and he's gone within 2 minutes. We get one promising thing, and that's when he recognizes the Doctor, but he doesn't do he says, "My little Doctor," which is a subtle nod to, again, when Tectayun and them and all them knowing about the Time of Sale. That's a nod to it.
Yeah.
That's why he says, "My little Doctor."
I just feel like you didn't have to have Omega be in this episode. I mean, I know that the Ronnie was searching for Omega. She says that at the end of Wish World. But that's just it. She's searching for Omega. So you could easily just had that this was just some hell beast that she thought was Omega but wasn't. And then it emerges, and then it takes Mrs. Flood and not the Rani, because the whole point of the Rani is her current regeneration is superior to the last one. That's why she calls her the mistress.
Okay, so, I'm going to be a little charitable towards RTD here. He's technically got two... I hate to put it this way, he's got two masters he's got to listen to right about now. He's got to listen to the BBC, and he's also got to listen to Disney.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, if the BBC and Disney say, hey, you gotta do this, he probably has to listen.
Yeah.
I think in that reading...
So if someone in Disney says, hey, we can't afford this actress, you're gonna have to write her out pretty soon, and they say you can keep Mrs. Flood,
Then
he
why
may have
cast
had
her
to
for a
write
job
out
in
the
the first
Ronnie.
place?
I think that, how should I put this? I think that he gives less the time of day to Disney than the BBC in this scenario, but other than that, yeah, I kind of buy it. Yeah, I don't know. Executive meddling explains this or not. I don't know. I don't know.
It's honestly hard to tell. I don't think we'll ever get like a true explanation of how much executive meddling there is until long after the fact.
If ever. If
Disaster
ever.
on-
If ever.
Yeah, how long?
But
did it
we
take?
also have to remember that it has been a while since he has written stuff. And like I don't want to make excuses for him because like if you guys didn't like it, you guys didn't like it. I'm fine with everything that happened in this episode. Because we got an hour of really good character-driven, like stories. And I was fine with that. I didn't care too much about Omega. Like, he was just a set piece for the Ronnie to set up everything else. And that I was happy with.
I just think it's a victim of his own hype. I just think it is.
I'm on your level, Kat.
But I do.
And it's like, I don't give two shits about Omega as a character. Cause it's like, I barely remember Omega. I don't even know if I've seen half the shit that Omega has been in. So it's like, I don't care about Omega as a character, like, at all.
I'm pretty
Funny,
sure you were
funny
on
enough,
Three
you
Doctors.
were on the podcast for Three Doctors because that was the podcast you chose.
You
Gotcha.
bleep that out. You can't say that.
I'll bleep that out in post. Don't worry.
You can't say that.
I have a terrible memory. I have a terrible memory. So it's like, I fucking don't remember Omega. I kind of remembered him once Rain showed the armor and everything.
Yeah, the 3 Doctors armor.
Sort of remembered him, but it's like, I don't remember him. So the fact that the Ronnie opened it up and there was this gigantic, horrible monster that completely derailed everything after she just had this big blood purist speech, I vibed with that.
All right.
That was great. Fuck you, Ronnie.
I didn't like that, but each to their own. Then we get to a scene I did like, which other people didn't. So I told you it's not all going to be negativity about this from me. Ruby and Conrad. I like this.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is good shit. Okay, this is like okay, I'll say it. This is Simple Gear Core.
Kind of is.
Fair.
And I think Kat will agree that Conrad Clark deserves his happy ending more than Noble Red.
I mean, he was a transphobic, misogynistic bigot, and honestly, I wish he didn't get his happy ending. But I can see where you're coming from, and I can stand that.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm glad that Ruby wished for him to be happy, because honestly, I think that's one of the most devastating things that she could do to him at that time.
Absolutely.
Is do the nicest thing possible for him to show that he did not make her into a horrible person.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was both devastating and kind towards him. But I am kind of pissed off that essentially he was one of the people who got off the best in the quote unquote new world at the end.
He got off. Like I'm with Fresno on this. Like I do like the fact that Ruby stood up to Conrad and pretty much did the only thing, the worst thing to Conrad, which was you get a happy life to prove who he was. But there's still a part of me in which I wish that one of the Ronnies went, Mr. Conrad, come over here. You see this gigantic door? We want you to stand right here.
Yeah.
Look at the door and don't look at it.
It should have been him maybe getting devoured by Omega, but I get it.
Okay. But
No, see, the thing that really ticks me off is the fact that he won't remember anything, so there's no lessons learned. He just literally has always known a happy life.
Yeah, so he's now a nice person and doesn't know anything different.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I'm very interested in Ruby because of all that she's been through, especially with the Conrad situation, she doesn't come at him with she does make the joke. Oh, when I tell her to punch him, and it's like,
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that'd be cathartic, but she doesn't hold hate for him. She just pities him. And again, that's like the worst That's the worst thing you could do to Conrad instead of I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, because it feels like I'm validating. Whereas this is just like, you're a sad, lonely little boy with daddy issues. Shut up, I'm a big man.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah.
He's a narcissist. That's the worst thing you could do for a narcissist is you can pity them. You can feel sad for them. Because they don't want that. They want you to be impressed with them. They want you to see them as a higher level. And the more that you feel sad for them, or the more that you pity them, or look down on them, they hate that. They absolutely despise that.
I'm mad. Here's a solution. I don't want a solution. I want to be mad.
Yeah, he's a sociopath. He's a sociopathic narcissist with delusions of grandeur and belief that his morality is better than anyone else's.
Maybe he has a better life now. He's basically been reset. It's like what's her face, the Slovene in the first season. Yeah,
the show's been reset, not just Conrad.
She's
but
a terrible person that she gets reborn as Egg, and maybe she won't be so shit. It's the same sort of thing here. They both did terrible things, but they get the redemption chance. They get good lives, which you can argue. Oh, maybe he deserved to be Omega Snack or not.
Yeah.
It's petty on us, but at the same time, you get it. It's like back in Lucky Day, where it's like, maybe we shouldn't be rooting for Unit to unleash the monster on the civilian, but at the same time, it's fucking cathartic to watch him piss his pants.
If this had been a first RTD era episode, he would have been an hors d'oeuvre for Omega for sure. For sure.
I guess
If this was RTD1, Conrad would have gone first, then Mrs. Flood, then Archie Penjob, then probably the sirens around the clock for good measure.
Yeah, the Seekers.
Yeah.
God, what a waste of a fantastic design of those Seekers. Again, they're barely in it, but they did interview one of the actresses that played them, and 2 hours of makeup to get her in that, and then another half hour for the costume.
Is it bad that I kind of want one of those glasses? Like all those eyes.
Based on an optometrist's eye lens thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, just go to an eye doctor.
Just steal it from an eye doctor.
So I have a potential slight plot hole question. How did Ruby know how to make the wishes with the kid?
Because it's the god of wishes. And the doctor says...
how did he... Oh my god.
The doctor says the unholy trinity is the Rani, Conrad, and the baby.
No. How does she know the process? How does she know kiss the baby's forehead and blow out?
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's a good point.
The doctor told her off screen. Plot solved.
But the doctor didn't see it either.
I was already kind of questioning how the Rani knew in the beginning. How the fuck does Ruby know?
The Rani researched it.
Rani, I can understand. She did, scientific bullshit. Who cares?
The Rani researched it, so that's easily explained.
Yeah, how the fuck does Ruby know?
It's a good point. But I do like this scene, and I'm going to say it, Ruby is the MVP of the episode.
I like Ncuti Gatwa in the back half as well, but yeah, Ruby is really fucking good.
Yeah, and I kind of what kind of hurts. What kind of hurts? Like this is the first where you start feeling like heartbreak and stuff like that when you feel that pain in your chest. When Gatwa's like up on this bone tower, it's starting to fall apart. He knows Ruby's somewhere in this place, and the doctor remembers that the Ronnie said, "Do you ever wonder where your TARDIS is?" Starts running through past the threshold barrier. The bone tower, this entire time, was the TARDIS.
Well, not the bone tower. The room where the baby was.
Yeah, the threshold. The threshold was the TARDIS.
So, does someone want to explain to me as Kenneth explained, TARDISes are sentient and they are people with emotions. How how did she get her way into the TARDIS so she could let Conrad and the baby in there?
She had a key, and also they had a baby, and the TARDIS realized babies.
Good point.
I think, as the Brownie herself says in Wish World, if you doubt something enough, it all falls apart. So maybe you shouldn't think about it that much, because I don't think he did. I don't think Davies did. It's all about vibes. Yes. Vibes and thematic resonance, and not so much about plot. And, your mileage may vary on that, whether you like that style or you don't like that style. I'm on the fence.
I watched every movie David Lynch made. What do you think?
True, but I'm on the fence. But,
including the best Star Trek movie ever made.
I do like the bit where it's Ruby that remembers that Poppy existed, and only Ruby.
Oh my god!
Because she's been through this herself.
Yeah, this is. Well, I'm debating. I've threatened to do this a whole bunch, but back I don't know how long ago, a couple of years ago now, I did a thing on my blog about the Silence arc where I rewatched Matt Smith and was like, oh, hang on, now that I know the shape of this, I'm going back, I'm noticing all the shit I want to talk about. I kind of want to do that for Ruby, because I feel Ruby is really underappreciated as a companion. Like, I feel in season 1, people just looked at her, oh, she's just generic companion, no depth, now she's gone. But I feel like there's a lot going on in the hood there. And part of me feels like, oh god, am I coping? Am I a Fazzy stan now? Like, for Ruby?
Yeah, a lot of. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is Clara number 1, Ruby number 2.
I don't go that far, but there's.
Amy exists, Cap.
Yeah, Amy exists.
Amy exists. Donna exists.
Or Amy Ruby then.
Donna is it, but yeah.
Egan exists.
We're talking about the modern era only, but.
I don't know. I don't know. She might be.
Yes, but Chris has never gone this in depth about Donna. Just saying.
I like Donna.
Oh God, it's happening
You've
again.
never gone this in depth, though.
The one thing that kind of is a little iffy now is, once again, the internet, because of the ending to this episode, the internet has now all gone on. So Ruby was just Rose 2.0 the entire time?
No, she wasn't. And if you think that's the case, you've not been paying attention. I'm sorry, but if you...
It's so uncharitable.
If you think that's the case, and I know I kind of made it worse by saying she looks like a combination on a poster of Clara and Rose, but I just meant that she looked like that in the render. I didn't mean she was actually a combination of Clara and Rose. She's her own character. She's not Rose, she's not Clara, she's Ruby Sunday.
Okay. I want to go off a little bit on this. Not go off like, I want to suck, but I want to cook. That's what I mean here.
Please cook.
Yeah. Please cook.
So this entire denouement is heartbreaking and tragic. At first it's like, oh, we say Poppy. But, there's like half an episode left, so your stomach is in knots. And then you've got that fucking scene with the jacket where they're passing it back and forth, smaller and smaller, and you're like, oh, no, fuck. And, it's just like when Rory died again. Which, I don't know if Chibnall wrote that. If he did, it's one of the better things he wrote. But if Moffat did it, another Moffat banger. Whatever, whoever did it, it's great. That scene where the Doctor's like, okay, you can't forget Rory. You gotta focus. And then there's noise. He's like, oh, well, Doctor, another adventure done. It's just, oh my god. Just the way they instantly forget and just like, dude, yeah. What about your fucking baby? What baby? What are you talking about, baby? And it's just so fucking heartbreaking because Ruby is a character, and this is sort of getting into the thesis I built in my head, which may be reinforced when I go back and rewatch season 1. Ruby is a character defined by this anxious fear of abandonment. Because where she was abandoned as a baby and looking for her birth mother, and my read of 73 Yards, where the whole thing is her deepest fear made manifest by Fae magic, where everyone in her life like abandons her. And so to see this, where Yuna's like, perfectly back to normal, and she has to insist for this child's sake, for Poppy's sake. No, you fucking idiots! Not everything is not okay. A baby has been erased from existence, and everyone's. It's not gaslighting. They just don't believe her. Oh, Ruby, don't be silly. No, we can go have a bitch. No, and she just insists upon it because she has to. She's drawing a line in the sand. No, we're not going to forget this. This is not a happy ending, and you, Doctor Who, have to make it right. And I love that assertiveness for her. I love that compassion for her. I really like her. And that's my cooking.
It's good cooking. We made a nice velouté there. But I agree with you. I think the fact that Belinda has kind of been so passive in the second half of this series has kind of been to Ruby's benefit and Belinda's detriment.
Unfortunate, but I don't want to dispute that.
And again, I kind of feel it's a shame we didn't get a single adventure with the three of them in the TARDIS together. This scene with Poppy shrinking is the only time they're in the TARDIS together.
Yeah.
Other people have raised bigger objections over Belinda's ultimate arc, which we'll get to when we get to it.
We will, because first we've got a couple of things to just mop up here. So first, the boss gets mentioned again, this time by Anita. Hello there, Season 3 or Season 4 main villain. Please be handled better than Omega was. Unless that's Susan.
Or they could be, a friend. Just
yeah,
saying.
it could be Susan.
To help.
Somebody has speculated that the boss could be Susan, but I guess we'll find out in due time. And then the scene that basically invalidates all of Chris Chibnall's entire era.
No, it does. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else. Go ahead.
Jodie Whittaker is back as the 13th Doctor for a cup of coffee. And this scene is honestly great.
All is forgiven. All is not actually forgiven.
I know when you have Gatwa come in and he starts, he's saying like her name is Poppy, and you hear the TARDIS start to talk to him, and he starts smiling. His smile goes away slightly, and he goes, "Oh, but I like this face."
Yeah.
There's the first clue, ladies and gentlemen. But after that, you see the screen kick on. And it's all the faces, including Joe Martin. Martin. So,
but not including Jodie Whittaker.
And then all of a sudden he goes like, I was the best. I was the best, wasn't I? Well, best male.
Yeah.
Look up and there's Jodie Whittaker.
So there's an interesting bit of behind the scenes about how they managed to hide her from this episode. Hide her involvement in the episode. So sometimes they'll give the actors code names that appear on casting sheets so that the big secret is not revealed or leaked out. And Jodie Whittaker was Petrol. But on Jodie Whittaker's casting call sheet, Ncuti Gatwa was Clive.
Clive.
Yeah, so Petrol and Clive.
I thought you said Clyde, and you're like, what?
No, Clive.
I know, I thought, and then you're like, what, we're having a crossover with the Sarah Jane Adventures?
They wanted to hide the fact from Jodie that Gatwa was the 15th Doctor. They wanted to hide the fact from Gatwa that Jodie was coming back.
Yeah, it's
And the fact we almost get a retention for the Phasmin ship.
Listen, I'll take it. It's close. It's really close. You do a little cannon welding, you can make it fucking work. It's so good.
It's like,
I love you. Well, I never say things like that. I should have said that to Yaz.
You never do.
She knows.
Also, can we just talk? Hang on, before we get to that, I gotta say, Jody shows up and he's like, "Oh, it's you." Usually it's the other guy that shows up.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
always showing up.
That was a good dig.
Love that. Love that.
That's David Tennant.
Yes, that's David
Yes.
Tennant, exactly.
That's the joke.
Yeah, and she even it's the you redecorated. I don't like it. Why is it so big?
Yeah.
When her costume was bigger than Cowan.
Also, they showed her on the set and she just fangirls behind the scenes.
I
I
genuinely
love
like
her.
Jodie Whittaker. I just don't like the. I just don't like.
You want to know? You want to know what's even?
I will continue to say, she's a good actress. She just needs a better writer.
Exactly, and
You
she
wanna
may get
know-
it in Big Finish.
And
You
she,
wanna know
well,
what-
and she gets it here for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Do you want to know what's even better about this? Do you want to know what's even better about this? So after Jodie leaves, she started watching a bit of Doctor Who, and she fell in love with the first Doctor specifically. She fell in love with how much of a mentor he was and everything. So what RTD wrote her like here is the ball of energy, but with that darker moments like the first Doctor, like when she stands up to Gatwa.
Yeah.
He literally took her, her likes about what she liked about the first Doctor and actually put it into her character.
I like that.
I would love to have.
I love Jodie.
I'd love to have an entire season of Jodie Whittaker standing up to people like that instead of.
Well, you might get it in Big Finish again, so.
You might. Well, you never know. I like, and you know what else I like?
The way you're protesting is raw.
Okay, I'm gonna do it again. All right, now that's clear. What I like about the regeneration is the fact that it's a selfless act. Now that's usual for Doctor Who. Look at. I think so. I think I saw this on a thread somewhere, but every fifth Doctor nobly sacrificing themselves to save somebody. Fifth and Perry.
Yeah.
10th and Will. 15th and Poppy. Funny how that works, but I like this because it is sort of the culmination of a theme that's been bubbling over this season. The mirroring of the Doctor, and I don't have the thing on sound. Put it in, Rain.
Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
The mirroring of the Doctor with shitty, toxic boys like Alan or Conrad, or he's not that shitty and he gets redeemed, but the Barber and Kid. They've been doing that all season.
I wouldn't put the Barber in that category because he has a reason for being like he is.
He's not shitty, but he's not toxic, but he's acting shitty and doing a bad thing.
Hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people, yeah. And so after a season of that, we get this Doctor who initially is just like, everything's hunky-dory! And it really takes Ruby to hammer in, no, you fucking idiot, as I said. No, things are fucking wrong. Do the right thing. And he does a selfless thing. He's like, this is gonna be the end of this regeneration, but it's the right thing to do. Because I don't want a world built on the sacrifice of this one child. And so he does it, and pretty much snaps the show in two, breaking the glass and all. Is the fourth wall broken again? Who the fuck knows?
And there went Mavity.
Oh no!
Yeah. So we enter the world of the three watchers of the show from Lux when the screen shatters.
That'd be awesome.
No, then Cat, we're in universe 2. We've just for 4 seasons later, we've done what Tectayun wanted to do.
Oh god!
Yeah.
I mean, then we'd finally bring all this back together, and we'd finally have a purpose for Timeless Child.
Good point.
The flux never happened now.
I'd be so okay with that.
Yeah,
You do not understand how okay I'd be with that.
Yeah, Flux probably never happened. Rose was probably not Bad Wolf.
Because we still haven't gotten anything for that. The universe is still mostly gone. Just
I
saying.
don't know how much you're going to go with. Oh, the universe is broken in half, and now we're doing a reboot. Who knows?
Because he did say, I'm changing by 1 degree.
Yeah.
Meaning there's not that many changes.
But 1 degree, like 1 degree for the size of the universe, that's a lot of mini changes that add up.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. I think that's reading too much into what's happening here. I think it really was just saving Poppy and not just I'm going to revive Doctor Who with this one act.
The weird bit about Norway and Sweden's border is gone or something, or is closer together.
It's moved 8 degrees to the north.
Someone who was dead is now alive.
Yeah, Ernest Borgate is now. I can't believe Ernest Borgate is the 60th Doctor, guys.
Right. Y'all, I have to make a point to you. Do you know what else is? So you said the border between Sweden and Norway. Hey, what's in Norway in the Doctor Who universe?
Oh, Cat.
Get one put down.
Is there a frog there?
No. Your other thing you'd like to say.
What?
Oh, that's Finland. That's Finland. Lapland.
No, I'm going for it's Bad Wolf Bay.
Yeah. It is.
Oh.
Oh, God, no. Look, we'll get to the regeneration when we get to it, but I just hope they don't do that. We will, but that'll kill it for me.
See, season 3, episode 1, the Time Lords are back. How? Who knows?
Because I'm actually excited about the next Doctor, by the way, but
well, we should talk about Belinda. You know,
we should. The truth behind Belinda and Poppy. So, I don't know if this works or not.
We retconned the season so that Belinda wanted to get home because she had to look after her child. She is now a single mother raising a 100% human baby named Poppy.
Yeah, so this is a rewrite of reality, right?
Now,
she wasn't originally Poppy's mother.
I have seen it been hypothesized that the reason we see Poppy in Story in the Engine is because it's the real reality trying to assert itself, and that everything we've been seeing has been a broken timeline because of the reality war. And so they posit that the Doctor fixes the timeline back by shifting to what it should have been originally. And then all the stuff about where we flash back to the episodes like, boy, that was a fun adventure in Florida, but I want to get back to my little girl Poppy. All of that is retcon for the Doctor, basically.
Yeah, so...
What about... Wait, that means Space Babies is also...
Yeah, Space Babies didn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Well, there's 2 Poppies. I don't think it matters.
A lot of people... I have seen a lot of criticism about this, about Belinda, kind of, in the offense of people taking it as anti-feminist, almost like, oh my God, they took the strong female companion and they made her a mom against her will.
Oh no, a strong female character is doing the strong female thing of being a single mom. Fuck you.
Oh no, her agency's been taken away. The Doctor made her do it against her will.
The whole point of this, I think, is that we will not see Belinda again.
Yeah, that's the main issue.
She can't go in the TARDIS because she has to babysit.
Yeah, I think
Eat it.
I think the main issue with this is just there should have been more clues. There should have. It should have been.
Oh no! Okay. I have huge issues with this. No, there shouldn't have been more clues. It is perfectly fine the way it is because you know what I have been saying for so many podcasts. The biggest enemy in Doctor Who is the fucking continuity. How many times have they retconned? How many Atlantises are there?
3.
4.
Does it fucking matter?
By the time the
It's
spin-off
just a
airs,
retcon.
5 probably.
The only thing that changes is the fact that it retconned in the same episode. Who cares? It is something that makes it more human. It is something that makes it so that, yes, the Doctor is a little bit more sad, which adds a little bit more humanity to him, which makes us a little bit more attached to him. And unfortunately, yes, he regenerates after this, which is the saddest thing possible. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Kat, you actually brought up the most perfect point about him, being, so sad and everything is because, New Who is one long journey of recovery and therapy and healing. And how someone explained how, I don't know where I read it from. I don't know where. I know it was on Blue Sky or I got sent it from something on Tumblr. I don't know. But what it was 9 wanted to be someone else. 9 wanted to be someone else somewhere far away from the war so he didn't have to remember. 10 fought with everything 10 fought in all these memories and was angry and everything that happened. 11 just tried to forget it all happened. Look what happened. You can't heal that way. You can't just wall up and 12 started to accept after the whole day of the Doctor. He started to accept and he put up a shell, but he also started letting people in like Clara. Like Clara helped him get people into the shell. 13 was like, I'm perfectly fine. And then bad things started to happen. And then she found out that she wasn't even from the planet she was from. And all that stress just came out on her and pushed and it just nearly broke her to the point where we get 14 where he's just a broken man emotionally, and he thinks, I can just regenerate and all my trauma and therapy's gone. Look at me, I'm a new man. That's what 15 flat out said. I'm a new man. I don't have all this stuff anymore. When in fact, that's not how healing works. It's a slow process to get to that. And this is just another step to that. While I agree, a lot of continuity is sometimes the enemy, and sometimes it can help. It just feels like this. It just feels like up until this, right before the regeneration, if the episode had stopped right here and we never saw the regeneration, this would be a fantastic episode. This would be, yes, we would still have people arguing about Belinda. Yes, we would have, it is the point where the doctors go. The doctor gave his life. We know he's going to regenerate. We won't know what his face is.
No, I'm not even talking about the regeneration, though, Mike. I'm not talking about the regeneration at all. I'm talking about all those people who are out there complaining specifically about the fact that, the Doctor, retconned Poppy into the world, and now Belinda and all the Doctor's adventures are quote-unquote ruined, because now it's all about her getting home to Poppy, and so therefore everything's retconned. That's what I'm talking about.
It doesn't change anything, though, does it? Because she had to get home. It's just she had to get home for her daughter.
Yeah,
but she's had to get home.
It doesn't change anything.
She said to get
home.
But
there are all these people out there who are saying it's all ruined. They retconned everything. It's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter.
The main objection I'm seeing is more like as I said, a feminist perspective. It's like, it's saddling her with heteronormative family values. The whole thing about Wishworld is that, the Doctor and Belinda being a family was like Conrad's sick, twisted, conservative wish, and now we're making part of that into real reality and making Belinda settle down.
I want to take.
And I'm sorry, being a single mom is not being a strong, independent woman. Fuck you. I'm sorry, but fuck you if you think that.
I want to take some of those people, sit them in front of a television, and make them watch What Price Gloria.
Oh, God.
No, I don't want to sit them and make them watch anything. I want to sit them down and make them take care of a baby for 24 hours and see how they laugh with it. I've had to do that before. I took care of my brothers on my own for ages before, okay? I've had to do that because my mom was a single mom. She had to go to work, okay? I've done that before to help her out. I did that. Fuck you! Sorry, I'm getting a little heated about that. I really hate people who are so uncharitable about single mothers like that. It is a full-time fucking job. Don't slander single mothers. Do not slander stay-at-home mothers. Do not slander stay-at-home dads either, because fuck you if you do that too. It is a full-time fucking job.
I think the main objection that
Shut the fuck up.
Is it's like traditional conservative stuff instead of what we had.
I don't care. I do not care. If someone wants to stay home, I do not care. That is their prerogative. It doesn't matter that it's traditional. It is their fucking choice. If there's a woman out there who wants to go out and get a job and do whatever the fuck she wants, that is great for her. If there's a woman who wants to stay home and take care of her household and her kids, that is great for her. That is her choice. That is what makes it important. That is the fact that it's her choice. And just because the doctor changed the timeline doesn't mean shit, because it was originally Belinda's choice in that timeline.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
I will add to defense of your read that even after the whole wish world is gone and, all the conservative Brad thoughts are gone, Belinda is still like, oh my God, Poppy is real and she's my daughter and I want to protect her.
Yeah, like she flat out states to the doctor, you all know how to fight. I don't. I'm going to protect Poppy. I'm going with her into the Zero Room because that's where I need to be. You all need to fight the Ronnie.
Yeah. And if anybody, and I mean anybody, comments on this video or tries to say something like, oh, but a man wrote this, go straight to hell, because there are women out there like this. And there are women out there who would take this. And all he is doing is writing a real goddamn strong woman. This is the most realistic interpretation of a woman. And I'm sorry that you can't understand that.
Hell yeah is right. Before we get to the regeneration, because that's the big thing here.
Yes.
Just a quick note on Susan. She wasn't in this episode.
I had a nickel for every RTD finale in the 2020s which teased Susan return. I had 2 nickels, which is
there is a rumor going around that Ncuti Gatwa's regeneration was a changed ending. I'm not sure how much I believe this.
Well, there's a shot. That's why I don't know if I can find it. You can probably find an ending. There is a shot that leaked where it's like the doctor and I think it's Belinda, and they're at a nightclub dancing.
They're at the nightclub from the church on Ruby Road.
Yeah, the doctor, Belinda, and Ruby all dancing together happily in the very same nightclub as Church on Ruby Road. Basically, that one big bow tied off. That's another reason adding on to the regeneration that pisses me off.
And then that Susan was like watching in the background, like happy. So that's supposedly the original ending. I'm not sure if I believe that. I don't know if maybe they just shot that to stop it from leaking out. It's possible.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that is a wild idea to me. His granddaughter is watching her grandfather like twerking on somebody.
Yeah. Because Gatwa has said, and whether you choose to believe him or not, is entirely up to you, but he has said that he was always going to do 2 series because he didn't want to knacker his knees. Because Matt Smith had knee problems for years after he finished with Doctor Who.
That's really sad, on several levels, because he's a fantastic doctor. And I'm going to miss Ncuti so much.
The role is so physically demanding, but if it's his choice to leave, it was his choice to leave.
Yeah.
And we have to respect that.
It's the speculation going on again. People thinking that, oh no, he got Colin Baker. Oh, they sacked him because the production, or he quit because the production is such a god. And again, it's just it does kind of reek in some ways of bad faith. Oh, RTD bad, dead forever.
So before we get into the new Doctor, I just want to put my thought on the region out there because it. Yesterday when I first watched it, I was full on in that mind of, oh God, where the rumor, I thought about that, and then I calmed down, I took a look back, and I read, and was like, What pisses me off more is the fact of Disney and the BBC knew that Gatwa had left, that Gatwa had regenerated, here's the thing, gone out the door. And they sat on that for months without saying a word, without saying what it is, without showing, looking into anything. And the fact of they almost played into the whole idea of They played into this whole feeling of it may to the way this is to the way it was shown in the way it was written, how hastily written it was. It makes it, even if the rumors aren't true, the way you presented the regeneration makes people think they are. That's my problem. They did not at least come out and go, early and go something's here. They did not upcut it. They did not stop. They just let it go. And the minute they did, now the internet has exploded.
No, see, Mike, you should be used to that because it's Disney, and Disney is known to let it go.
Oh.
I'm kind of in the opposite boat to Mike, I'm sorry, but I actually like the fact that they didn't advertise he was leaving before he left. I've been wanting a surprise regeneration for a while, and we finally got it. I get what Mike is saying. It could have made things a lot easier if they just laid this to rest. But also, and Billie Piper was, in fact, this was kind of leaked by a newspaper that she was going to be. It was in the running to be the next Doctor Who. It still shocked the hell out of me.
Okay, 2 weeks ago, a leak of sorts dropped, and I didn't learn the specifics of the leak, but there were people saying, "Oh my God, what are they doing? What are they thinking?" And you can kind of really, and looking back now, you can kind of read between the lines. And at some point, I think I caught down by osmosis. Oh, there's a rumor floating around that Billie Piper will be Doctor Who. But before we get to her, I want to give my farewell to Gatwa, if I may.
You may.
I love this regeneration. It got, one more final callback to the George of the World. As while I forget so the star thing. Either way, I love it's fitting that his last words are joy, because that sums up Gatwa's Doctor Who. This infectious joy. Just, I am happy to be living. I'm here. I'm queer. I'm vibing. I'm having a good fucking time. And he went out with a smile, just like the 13th Doctor said. And I will miss him, but I don't feel cheated out of oh no, how dare he leave early? I was promised 3 more seasons in a movie. I don't feel cheapened. I don't feel, I didn't have enough time with him. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed what we got. The brightest stars burn twice as quick, as the saying goes. And that was Ncuti Gatwa. I'll miss him. He was a good Doctor. This is the fun era. But, man, that regeneration.
Yeah, a wholehearted thank you to Ncuti Gatwa. And I will just put the record straight now, by the way. Forget what you've heard in all the papers, all the rumours, all the people on Twitter going, he was fired, LOL. No. He left because he does not want, partly because it's so physically demanding on his body, and I get that, but because he doesn't want the potentially biggest years of his career to be wasted. I understand that. He is going to be a huge commodity in movies now.
He was in Barbie, for Christ's sakes.
Well, yeah, but he'd already been cast at that point.
Yeah, he already did that.
He has been in $1 billion fucking movie.
I saw his exit coming a mile away. But I like the regeneration.
I didn't.
I like the fact that his final words were, "This has been an absolute joy," because again, I think that was just not just the Doctor, but also Ncuti Gatwa saying that. Yeah. And then we do get the shot regeneration. Billy Piper is the Doctor, and I'm just going to put this here because I think it sums the whole thing up.
Oh, I'm going to start crying again. Because, like, I'm with Frez on this. It's like, I'm sad that he's leaving, but for the fact that I'm just going to miss him. And I'm kind of excited to see what Billy's going to bring to the role.
I'm so excited for this.
Here's the thing. Big asterisks going over this, because there may be some trickery happening. In the past, when they've ended these episodes, they'll say, introducing Matt Smith as a doctor, introducing Peter Capaldi as a doctor. All we got here was introducing Billy Piper, which seems to suggest that there may be some fuckery going around, and this is not a permanent 16th.
No, don't want that. Don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
Out of here with that.
I want this. Okay, look. Here again. I'm going to say that. Here's the thing. I understand the sentiment of, oh my God, this is pandering to the extreme. Remember 2006 when Billy Piper was on the show and the show was good? I understand that cynicism. I did not for an ounce feel it when Billy Piper showed up. I was like, oh my God, a girl Doctor Who. And she could have good writing this time. Holy fuck, I'm stoked.
Billy Piper.
I was like, wait a minute, is that Billy Piper?
Yeah.
And then the credit came up, it's like, holy shit, that's Billy Piper.
And Billy Piper circuit. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
And she even gives her like rose, like, oh, hello.
Yeah. Now, Billy Piper circa 2025 is very different from Billy Piper circa 2006 in the sense that in the intervening time, she's become a phenomenal actress. You only need to see, yeah, exactly.
What do you mean became?
No, what I mean is she was already a great actress, but she's become a phenomenal actress with I Hate Susie.
I was going to say.
And the drama about Prince Andrew's interview with Emily Maitlis. She played Emily Maitlis. It was called Scoop. She's unrecognisable in it. She's really, really damn good in it. I'm excited for what Billy Piper can do as the Doctor. And then you've got people saying, oh, but it's not actually the Doctor, is it? It's either Rose or it's Bad Wolf. I don't want that.
I don't want it to be.
If that happens, it ruins the whole thing for me. I'm sorry. So I'm
Essentially,
hoping.
then she's just David Tennant as the 15th Doctor again.
Exactly. So I'm just hoping that the fact she's not credited as the Doctor is just a bit of messing about. And she is the 16th Doctor, and she gets a full run, and she gets to smash it. Because if she's given the right material, she will smash it.
A girl Doctor Who with good writing. It's what we dreamed of. And also, I just want to add, if I may.
Sorry. One thing before Fresno can continue to go off. There's even the even worse reading where, like, they put her in there as basically a placeholder. So when they find the new actor or actress, they can just like pop her in and go like, "No, it was always him the entire time." See?
Yeah, it's a Romana thing where she burns for several regenerations at once. I know, I don't want that either. This is a good take. This is a good take on why it might be Billy Piper now.
Funny mean.
I like that take.
Funny mean. Go back to that scene in A New Earth when the Skin Lady takes over her body and pretend that's the 16th Doctor finding a mirror for the first time.
Yeah, I like Sweet G's take here.
Oh my God, I'm a chav!
I like Sweet G's take here on why it might be Billy Piper. Also, that line from the Day of the Doctor kind of takes on new meaning now. Either in your past or your future. I always get those confused.
Yeah.
She's literally from his future.
Hey, wild.
We don't know when this was filmed. We don't know if Gatwa just did a regeneration and it's like, well, we'll put who it is in later.
I mean, they fade out instead of morphing the face. So like,
they do. So it could be that this was a last minute appointment. Doesn't mean she's not going to be a permanent Doctor.
To be fair, the same thing happened between 13 and 14. They did not actually film that part.
Exactly.
And that's why Whittaker wanted to be here this time because she wanted that baton pass that she couldn't get with David.
But they actually put Billy in the outfit, so I appreciate that.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, she's gonna look fabulous in that.
Well, she probably will have changed out that by the time we...
Oh my God! I wonder what the costume's gonna be. Because 13th Doctor's costume, it's not the best.
I mean, I still own that coat. I love that coat.
I don't care that this was leaked beforehand. I don't care that, people are shitting on it. I love this, and I just want this to be done right. Damn it!
I'm on. Although I will say I'm kind of on Press's boat that I kind of wish that the rule about companions having like the Doctor taking the face of companions. I kind of wish that the first companion that this happened to was Jenna Coleman.
I agree, but she was pregnant at the time this was filmed.
I know, but I still...
She's already been the Doctor. That's when she was his companion.
That's true. But also, if the 16th Doctor were Jenna Coleman, I would never shut up about it. Ever.
That's still the agenda for me in the future, that she becomes the Doctor in the future.
She'll just be Clara again.
But we're doing a service to Billie Piper. She'll be great.
You're acting like this is a bad thing.
We're doing a service to Billie Piper. She will be great.
God, Billie Piper. Oh, what was I going to say?
Don't be just the year.
I'll take one series, but don't be just like some specials, please.
Don't be amazing, Doctor. That's God.
A Mayfly Doctor's a good way to put it. Don't be a Mayfly Doctor.
Oh, God. I really hope that she's. Did all my cynicism drain? But I'm not like, RTD pandering to me. I hate him. Sack him. I like this. I fucking like this.
I think we all like this, don't we?
Yeah, that's what hurts. He's like, I like this, but I hate the circumstances around it.
I can appreciate that. But
Gatwa was great. I hope this is great.
If this is the reason why we're delayed for a couple of years, so we can actually film a full series with Billie Piper as the Doctor, yes.
No, Billie Piper dead forever.
Oh.
Will you please stop saying that? That's actually making me angry now every time I hear that.
Yeah, there's that. He's like, welcome to Doctor Who Wilderness Years 2, led by Freezing Inferno, Lena McTeer, and Sean Dillon as feature writers of the new Wilderness Years 2.
I just got erased and I don't like it.
Oh boy!
I might have something published by the time that happens.
You're not ready for my 17th Doctor.
Is it Lydia West?
Sean would
Jenna Coleman.
No.
No, that's the 18th Doctor.
Hang on. Can I actually find, because, like, oh god, this is like 5 years ago.
My chosen Doctor would be Idris Elba.
You're not ready for my chosen.
Get Knuckles in there.
You're not ready for my chosen Doctor either. Ruth Wilson. There.
I found it.
Okay.
I found it.
I just had like, this is a joke one, but could you imagine the Doctor role for like a 2-season run like Gatwa had, but played by Hugh Dennis?
Oh.
So,
no, Mike's cooking there.
Okay, I want to go into my thing, because like 5 years ago I had the idea of, and I never did anything with it, of doing some Doctor Who like alternate fanfic, and I saw a little image on the thing. This is not an actor. I just saw an image and I was like, this is the vibe I want for my Doctor Who, and here she is.
Okay. Who is that?
That's Edelgard from Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah, that's modernized Edelgard. Yeah, that's modernized Edelgard.
I didn't recognize it because the modern thing. That kicks ass.
I just think this would be a good look. Maybe be like a little more middle aged.
Speaking of characters who deserve better, Edelgard.
Don't characters who did nothing wrong. Clara Oswald and Edelgard.
Don't let me. I will start posting stuff on my series. Don't.
So what do you think of the reality war?
Anyway, so the Wizard of Oz. No, you gotta go.
Mike's the guest. He goes first. Overall thoughts. Yes, that's my overall thoughts. Just that scream. Mike goes first. Overall thoughts.
Okay. So, like I said, it wasn't the best, but I did like it. I really liked all the little pieces together. Yes, it was a little bumpy and jumping up and down, but it just really it really kind of worked along. Yes, I understand of all the fan backlash and everything, but it really felt neat. It didn't. Funny enough, it actually compares a lot to how I felt about Power of the Doctor when I was last on the podcast, where that was the best. That was the best finale Chibnall had ever written. This is more like a 7 out of 10 RTD episode, where it feels okay. There's some good character bits. The regeneration is good. I just hate the circumstances around it. So I just hate the fact of they knew what this was gonna cause and they didn't forewarn or preempt it.
It's fair. Fres, Kat, which one wants to go next?
I'll take it if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
I was
ahead,
going to
Fres.
say Fres could go first.
Okay. Well, this is a goddamn mess. It's so utterly bizarre. It's just half of it is this lore-heavy thing with the Ronnie and Omega that ends in an anticlimax and nonsense, and the other half is this sobering character drama about a lost baby that powers Ruby Sunday's character arc and lets the Doctor finally reach their final end, where they sacrifice themselves to save the day for one child. Needs of the one, that way the needs of the many, and all that shit. It's absolutely messy. It's bombastic. It's wild. It's weird. People hate the shit out of it. It shouldn't work. I had a great time with it. So I enjoyed the reality war. I am sad that Gatwa is gone. He was a good Doctor, but I'm not like totally broken up. No, how dare you? How dare you? He deserved 3 seasons of the movies. Kill RTD. I'm not like that. Billy Piper, I am fucking stoked for. No matter what we get, hopefully it is good. Hopefully she is the 16th Doctor and stays on for a season or 2. But if not, I'll take what I can get. I'm excited for this. This was good. Bring on our little respite.
See Doctor Who reviews in 10 years when Doctor 18 is Jenna Coleman.
With a good time.
I think two of us will just explode and die at that point.
Probably, yeah.
But, Kat, your thoughts?
I agree with Fres here. It's like, sure, it's a bit of a mess, but honestly, I had so much fun with this. It was nice to see, like, the culmination of everything that we've seen over the past season come together. You know, like, obviously a lot of it happened in the previous episode, but, you know, seeing Rogue and Anita and, you know, Ruby coming back and just everything coming together in this 1-2-parter was fantastic. The character stories coming along and everything to do with Poppy. That scene with the jacket just slowly turning into a napkin and then disappearing as their memories just faded away was heartbreaking. I hate the discourse that's going on around it and just the uncharitable views that are going on. And honestly, fuck you if you have those views. But I agree. It's like, I'm going to miss Gatwa so much, and I'm going to probably rewatch his series the entire time. I love him. I'm so excited for Billy, and I cannot wait to see what she brings to the table because I've seen her before. I know she's a good actress. She's been in Doctor Who before. This is not the first time we've had a previous actor in Doctor Who become the Doctor. I'm excited. I cannot wait. I hope that everything comes soon, but not too soon, because, you know, we want them to have time to cook.
I think it'll be 2027, I really do.
Right?
Okay, so this is an episode of 2 halves. 2 very distinct halves. And I like most of it. I stand by what I say. I think that Omega is mishandled. I think it's a damn shame that we have to get rid of Archie Punjabi's Rani in the way that we do, because there was so much more potential there. We could have just had her escape, feed Mrs. Flood to Omega, and just escape like Mrs. Flood does instead. You can still do the two Ranis joke. It works. But we didn't do that. Okay, fair enough. I'm just going to have to accept that. The character drama bits are actually really good. Ruby Sunday MVP, I stand by that, of this particular episode, maybe not the entire series. And it's a very good capstone for what has been overall just a phenomenally good series of Doctor Who. The best we've had in years. I'm even going to say maybe the best we've had since the Series 9. Yes, I went there. Possibly even Series 8. But, yeah, I apart from the Omega stuff, I enjoyed it. It's not the best episode of the series, but it's not like kill RTD, this shit sucks now. This was good. This was good. And I am really excited for Billy Piper as the Doctor, but please don't be the bad wolf. That cop-out will be terrible.
Yeah, we all know that the best episode is still The Well.
Actually,
Lux is right there. Lux is right there.
It's a toss-up between that and Lux.
The Well is still the best.
And amazingly, Lucky Day might be third. I know, but...
Hey, I also, because it's me, I have to stand up for the Robot Revolution.
Look, again, I think you could put any of the episodes in any kind of order, and you could justify it. That's how high the quality has been.
Well, that was a mammoth podcast. Anyway, Ryan, where can you find us lovely people?
You're forgetting.
No, I'm not forgetting anything.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but look. Firstly, I forgot to say in my build-up, just a big thank you to Ncuti Gatwa for the last 2 years. Because he's been great as the Doctor. We've had some terrific moments and some terrific stories with him as the Doctor. He will be missed. His legacy will live on. I hope he goes on to do phenomenal things. What he does next. Hollywood, Netflix, whatever.
Big Finish. Big Finish. Big Finish.
I think he won't do Big Finish for a while.
No!
I think he'll be too busy starring in Hollywood films.
They should do with Jacob Dudman and get a sound-alike to do 15 Doctor Adventures.
Spoiler alert, but if the Marvel Universe is still a thing in a few years' time, he's going to be in it. Absolutely, he's going to be in it.
Well, now that you've got that,
so what we're going to do is we've had some fun guests in this last series, haven't we? The last season of Doctor Who. I don't mean that in the Dead Forever last season. I mean the most recent season that's come to a close of Doctor Who. We've had some fun guests, so I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to invite each of the guests to pick a story. I'm going to do it in reverse order. So Mike gets the pick and lay it on us, Mike.
So, this year has really been the year of killing long-running jokes on so the Ronnie happened, the Ronnie joke finally went, Susan, even though nothing came of her, Fresno played, Wizard of Oz on SNES, lots of things.
Mike, we already did Frontier, so you can't suggest that.
If there wasn't a long running joke, I would have picked the Space Museum for Fresno. I would have.
Oh, really?
Barring now that there is a long running joke, next time on Doctor Who Reviews, Paul McGann and Peter Davidson and Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy.
Wait, what?
All star in the 40th anniversary special, Zagreus.
Thank you, yeah.
I don't know this one.
I've deliberately not checked anything about this because I know it's wild. I want to go in blind.
Oh boy! I'm going. You know what? I'm going to just tell the story here, and I'll tell it again in 2 weeks' time when we have to do this. The one time I listened to Zagreus was in the summer of 2011. Now, for context, what did I do the hours prior before laying down to listen to this audio. I was at the dentist having a bad tooth ripped out of my skull. I was hopped up pills and in some sort of pain, completely out of my fucking mind, and I lay down to try to relax and listen to this thing.
Cool. Anyways, I heard Colin Baker, so this is gonna be fantastic.
Oh,
I had Sylvester McCoy, so I'm in.
Not a word, Mike. Not a word.
No. We want to go in blind. We want to go in blind.
Yeah, I want. If you haven't heard it, you're going in blind.
Yeah.
Fresno remembered some things that I told him about. Like, he remembers some things.
I'm DMing you right now.
Oh, Lord. Let's just say you all are going to have a wonderful trip.
Yeah, I'm sure we are.
I mean, we're not getting our teeth pulled out, so no, we're not.
Yeah. I will be in a better headspace when I listen to 2011.
Yeah.
I am DMing Mike right now with all the things I am remembering.
Anyway, good, well, I can't say good pick because I've not heard it yet. So, interesting pick. Interesting pick.
Mike, before they listen, they're gonna need a bit of a primer, aren't they? On or are we just truly blind?
I want them to go. I want them to go in completely blind.
I'm going in completely blind.
No primer. No nothing.
No, I'm going in completely blind. No problem.
Exactly.
This is going to be a fucking disaster.
Because you guys have done. I know you guys, and funny enough, this will be the first time on this podcast that we get to cover Charlie Pollard.
Yeah.
And fun fact, it wasn't going to be the first time.
Oh.
I almost picked the Chairs at Midnight for a Christmas episode, but it never materialized.
Charlie is the 8th Doctor's audio companion.
Okay.
Charlie Pollard is literally one of the greatest Doctor companions in the history.
I know she is. She's great. So if she's in this, that's great.
You are saying a very heavy thing there, Mike, because Clara exists.
I said one of. One
yeah,
of.
he said one of.
Oh God, what he really did. He really picked Zagreus. Oh, this is...
So Zagreus is next time. Frez, is there something you want to say to me?
You're all going to die down here.
Hey, Maniac, where can you find all these lovely people?
Thank you, Cap, doing their job for them. You can find us on Blue Sky in the links below. You can find Mike having a laughing fit on Blue Sky in the links below. Please buy Time for the Trees by Sean Dillon. Please buy Back to the NFL Volumes 1, 2, and soon to be 3, Pinky Promise We Swear by Lena Ferrer Batir. And please buy The Shadow of the Girlfriend Volume 1 by a whole bunch of talented writers, including Lena, Sean, and Freezing Inferno. Mega Man just came to an end, did it not?
It did.
And tomorrow he will be playing the Wizard of Oz on the SNES.
No, he will not.
You know what? We can say at least one very, very important thing before we all, close out and leave. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Happy Pride Month.
But first, just ruined it. What they posted in the Discord chat.
Be gay, do crimes. Be gay, do crimes.
Pride Month is now ruined forever because of what?
Be gay, do
what
crimes.
Fresno posted.
Be gay, do crimes.
What Fresno posted in the Discord is ruined Pride Month forever. But apart from that, happy Pride Month.
Also, before we end, I have a blog.
I was going to say, Mike, I think you want to plug.
Yeah, I have a blog, MichaelWhovian Thoughts at blogspot.com. I also have a letterbox, but I'm setting that up at the moment. That will be a later thing. But I
use yours more.
Yeah,
I should use mine more, shouldn't I? Yes.
Otherwise, yeah, it has been fantastic. I should come. I need to come back sooner. I need to come back.
Well, you're coming back next time because we're not doing this on our own.
No.
No, you're gonna be here next time.
So what? I'm Willy Wonka, and the children are like, oh, come along. This is gonna be Willy Wonka on the boat going into the tunnel.
I know
and
for
all
a fact
of you are
that
the kids.
No, honey. No, honey. you're going to be here next time. Or else I'm going to show these embarrassing photos of you at the Christmas party.
Blackmail!
And I mean, Mike,
Wow.
even if you don't show up, I haven't good authority. Well, it's my show, of course, good authority. That another person will be turning up to talk about this with us because they really want to discuss it. So,
Yeah, it's Sean.
way of knowing
Yeah.
which direction we are going.
But yeah, Zagreus, like, I know, like, people hype it up to be either really, really good or really, really bonkers. It's both. I really like Zagreus.
okay, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Nice.
It is like, Fresno goes on about how he loves bonkers. From the way you can tell how it's putting him on, this is one of the most bonkers bit of Doc. This is like above Web Planet. This is like close to the top of Everest on that mountain.
And the air is so thin that you're going to be like, oh my god, help me.
Look, you said Colin Baker. I was already in. You don't have to sell me anymore.
Yeah, you said
Oh,
you said
yes.
McCoy. You said the magic words. You said Sylvester McCoy. I'm in.
Oh, yes.
For better
You
or
will
worse,
get-
I'm in.
You will get your Colin Baker and your Sylvester McCoy.
Oh boy.
They're in there for like 2 seconds.
No, they're not. They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
I promise
Blind.
you,
We want to go in
Colin
blind.
Baker and Sylvester
Okay.
McCoy are playing major roles.
We want to go in
Yeah.
blind.
Yes, 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 yes.
Anyway, isn't there something else someone should say to me now?
Say goodnight, Rain.
There you are. You got your job back. Good night, Rain. Thank you to Mike for joining us for talking about the reality war. It was a blast.
Oh yeah. Besides next week, I do want to come back a little bit more often because
Besides
Two
next
and a
week,
half
he just
years
chickened out of his own pick.
no, I really like talking with you guys. It's really fun. It's really fun.
I'm glad. Doesn't mean I forgive you for trying to chicken out your own pick, but thank you for listening
That's
to
really
talk about.
sweet, you fucking chicken.
But
Okay.
thank you.
All right, fine. I will be there next week.
Well, it won't be necessarily this week. It might be 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now because I might just need a
Yeah,
break after this. But
Yeah, I will be here next time for Zagreus. All right, there. Said it.
I wasn't coercing you into it. It was a bit.
Not too late. He said it. He said it. We have it on film.
We got it on tape. Anyway, thank you for listening to us talk about reality war. We'll see you next time, whatever that is, for Zagreus.
Also, this podcast has indeed lasted almost 3 hours.
2.5. 2.5.
Close enough.
If you want to be pedantic, 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13 seconds. We'll see you next time for Zagreus. Until then, bye for now.
Bye.
Be gay, do crunch. Be gay, do crunch.
You know what? One for the roads.